Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And I think it's evening or late evening anyway. Twisted Trooper here, coming to you live off schedule with a special presentation of Generation MAGFED. We have a special treat for you tonight, special panel. As you see, it's a small panel. It's a special treat. But I'm going to let the co-host introduce our current guest, and we'll go more about where he's from, what team he's with, and so forth. So without further ado, Gene, go right ahead.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today we got a special podcast. Tonight we got somebody from the UK. His name is Paul Edwards. He plays with a team, Who Dares Win. So it's going to be a very, very good show tonight. We're going to learn a little bit about how the UK plays, what type of style his team plays. Is it MAGFED, speedball, woodsball, hyperball, whatever it is. And without further ado, everybody, Paul Edwards.
How you doing, Paul?
Mike's on mute, Paul.
You're still muted.
There you go. Now I'm here.
All
right. Too many screens.
How you doing, Paul? Pleased to meet you.
You too.
So tell us about your team. Obviously, you're in the UK, which we have a lot of people in the community here who are very fascinated with the style of MAGFED paintball over there in the UK, or the style of woodsball and so forth. So, you have also speedball, and I mean, just the sport in general. So it's going to be pretty interesting, to hear what you have to say. So, I'm sorry, I'm just excited because you're the show's first international guest. So, forgive me, but what's it like in the UK playing paintball?
To be fair, from what I've seen, a bit different to the US. So I run Who Dares Wins Paintball Team, which we set it up. The team was set up about 10 years ago. We switched to MAGFED about 5 years ago. So most of the team are pure MAGFED. I come from speedball, then into woodsball, and then to MAGFED. They've got 36 members here in the UK. I've got 6 guys in Chicago and about 8 people in Texas.
Okay.
Which Yvette is one of them. So and I know you've done a couple of shows with Yvette because that's where I've seen your cast from. So yeah, realistically, MAGFED over here, a little bit different. We do pure MAGFED games. I go to events that are run by OMG, Only MAGFED Games. For the last 3 years, I've been running Blues, so the whole of the Blue team. Used to be Red Kite versus Blackthorn, which was Reds versus Blues. We now have Dragon Enterprises as well, so we've got a 3-way game. So red versus blue versus green. So that's
so basically
kind of it up another notch.
Basically three factions playing.
Yep, 3 pure factions. There's actually 4 factions because there's also a faction called Cerberus, which is a group of about 10 people that are just in there to mess up gameplay. So if the game becomes stagnant, they'll go in there and cause a big disruption and separate the game out.
Basically wreak havoc.
Yeah, pretty much. So they'll go in there with infinite lives or a respawn that's in a vehicle right nearby, so they can literally stand on the vehicle and just tear us all a new one. So yeah, it's a bit different, but realistically, the majority of our games are done on ex-military sites. So we use old RAF bases that are now decommissioned. So we're fighting in the accommodation blocks. We also use live training areas from the British Army, Sennybridge, Longmoor, Eastmere. So areas that are designed and set up for a firefight. And the British Army use those to train for CQB scenarios and that kind of stuff. And we play paintball on them.
And and these are actually sanctioned or allowed games.
Yep. We hire the sites from the MOD, so from the Ministry of Defence.
Wow. I mean, I wish they had that out here. I mean, we have guys over here always talking about how they want to do, and it would be so awesome to have, a MAGFED meet up in a hospital, in a decommissioned base, it brings to it a sense of realism. There is a group out here on the East Coast that does that. They have a MAGFED meetup, the MAGFED interns or the MAGFED Society. They have their events that they do, and it's in these rural areas that is exclusive. And we understand the exclusivity to it. It brings more excitement to the games. But no, going and playing at a decommissioned base. I mean, I was in the military, and as a soldier when I was in the military, being on that base was like, oh my God, wow. But I can only imagine what it's like being on the decommissioned base. I mean, the accommodations, when you say the accommodation area, meaning that would be the area, the living quarters of the bunkhouses, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
2-story bunkhouses. The old NAFI, so the old eating area, the old shops, the old bars. We're fighting around those.
So basically, you have a like a makeshift town, just about.
Pretty much, yeah. Some of the areas that we play in, for example, Driffield, it's still got the accommodation housing at the back. We can't play in there because it's a little bit derelict at the moment with people ripping up the floorboards and things like that. But realistically, we could play throughout the entire base.
And tell me about the events. Tell us about the events you have going on up there.
So I attend quite a few events. So I attend all of the OMG events, so all the MAGFED only events. I go to a few walk-ons at random sites across the country, which can be either pure MAGFED or they could be mixed format. So you got Hoppers versus MAGFED versus Hopper versus MAGFED. So a little bit of mixed. I do some big games. Biggest one this year was Mayhem, around about 800 to 1,000 players. Next year I've got North v South, which is done on a live military training area. Not so many buildings, it's a little bit more open. But that I've seen that game at 2,000 players. And next year I'm headlining the South. So I'm faction lead in the South.
Wow.
So it could be up to 1,000 players versus 1,000 players, and that's mixed formats. That's Hopper and MAGFED.
Logistically, these locations, how would you resupply air? Obviously, are you guys running CO2? Are you running compressed air?
We're a little bit of both. Most are running compressed air.
Okay.
So there is a live air station on the spawn. There's firefights spread everywhere, and then people like me, the faction leaders, we could have a mobile air tank within some of our vehicles that we've got set up. So some of the guys set up, they're able to build their own tanks. So it could be something like a smart car, could be something like a Mini, Land Rover, whatever, with a turret on top of it, and away they go. So you throw a couple of dive tanks in the back, and you've got air resupply.
Oh, interesting. And
now I know, I've seen games like Bones versus Ashes, Bones and Ashes last year. They had air issues. I know that's now sorted. I know you've got air either end of the field. Prime example, Mayhem big game. The spawn point tends to come from the middle of the arena, so you enter there, then go down a long alleyway, and then enter either end of the field. So whenever you respawn, or whenever you spawn, you're at the air station. If you run out of air, you go back, you resupply. But I mean, some of the guys are running anything from 0.8 litre tank right the way up to a 2.5 litre tank.
Nice. I mean, Gene and I are on the same MAGFED team, and our team, we travel. We're going to Hawaii, we're going to California, we've gone to North Carolina, South Carolina. We travel. But we were all talking, and it was like, we don't, you know, we want to go up to the UK, we want to go to Germany, we want to go to the UK. We just, obviously, to go to an event over there, we'd have to know somebody, because I remember for myself personally, I went to the UK and I landed in Heathrow, and they were asking me nature visit, and I was going with my brother. My brother was moving, and they were asking, "Do you have a job?" I'm like, "Oof." So I know that, it's but wanting to go over there and play a game would be, it's on top of our list. So the next game that you have coming up there, and you need a team that really comes to wreak havoc, let me know. We can definitely come.
If you want a big game, then it's North v South. If you want a military one, then it's one of the OMG events, like Sennybridge Army Base. So small little complex army base, pure MAGFED. So it really depends on what you're after, whether you want complete mayhem, which is North v South, because it's Hopper and MAGFED. If you just want pure MAGFED, I can definitely put you into that.
I think my team.
I'm gonna be honest. We'll wreak havoc in either or.
No. Actually, no. For the team, for the team to go, we would have to. See, I want to say they would want to go MAGFED only. But having the opportunity, how many times the opportunity will present itself in your life to go and play in the UK? So obviously you would, won't subject yourself only to play MAGFED only. But if there's time, timing permitted, I think they would do both. But I want to bet, this is me, that Ghost and the rest of the team, given the opportunity, would go only to the MAGFED only military event.
Yeah, I must admit, I prefer the OMG events. Now we do them very specific. So, prime example, First Strike. First Strike can only be used in a bolt action rifle. So if you have a bolt action SAR 12, bolt action 468, the First Strike Scout, they're the only people that are able to use First Strike, because that way it makes it a skill set. You're a sniper. You're going out there as a sniper, and you can't tear somebody apart with 20 First Strike.
I like the way you talk. And sorry to stop you, Paul. You are talking to a man that loves to snipe right here in the cast.
I am very much a sniper. To be fair, I play a bit of everything. So
Steve here holds a record in a field with his.
We won't go there but the rifle, but the sniper, because when it comes up, then we have Gio, and he's got to haunt me with the name of the hill, Hamburger Hill. See, now it's in my head. Now, anyway.
Headshots.
Please. Anyway, but
I like that idea, though. That's a good idea.
No, actually, that's not really an idea. I've seen it because when I've watched videos of games that take place in the UK, the guys are using round ball, and you see the snipers, and the snipers are, they're using First Strike. So you can see the difference in, variation in the way the shot comes out. You know what the round ball looks like, and you obviously know what the First Strike looks like. And you see the different variation. And then all the snipers, or rather, let me rephrase that. All the marksmen are using First Strike. I like that idea. I really like that concept.
Well, this is it. By building it in with the bolt action rifle, it makes them have that additional skill set that they've got to take their time to take a shot. Now, there is a limited engagement zone, so they're not able to fire within a certain limit, and they have to carry a secondary. So they have to carry a pistol, whether it be a 68 cal or a 43 cal, for when we go into buildings. We then got everybody else. So all the standard riflemen are all running around with round ball. No full auto, so it's all semi-auto. We do have a couple of slots for full auto posts, but they have to be mounted rifle. So if they're going to fire full auto,
so basically
they have to be on a bipod.
I was gonna say basically a bipod. So it's a stationary rifle, a stationary marker. Yep. Okay.
So they can use it any other time. So if they've got a
Didam, for example,
they can have it on semi-auto while they're running around. When they want a full auto, it has to be bipoded.
That means I can't use my NG100.
No,
we use MG100. Yeah,
yeah, but she shoots like a full auto. So
yeah, I've got an MG. But to be fair, I've got pretty much most markers, but I use my MG100, and I find that I'm burning through paint quicker than anything because it's too much like the old tournament markers that I'm used to. So yeah, I mean, my go-to is a 4.68.
Okay,
whether it be bow action or whether it be
4.68.
I've got both.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a decent one. It's a decent one. That's Red Rum. Red Rum is 4.68.
Yeah, I use Red Rum at Red Dawn. Yeah.
So,
I wanted to ask you said that the assault rifles. You was talking about snipers. They usually carry a sidearm, whether it's a 68 caliber or 43. What about the people running assault? Are they allowed to carry a sidearm also, or no?
Yeah. Okay. Anybody can carry a sidearm.
Okay.
Is it any particular? Is it a 68 or is it 43 or is it any preference or?
Either or. You tend to find most will use a 43 just because it's a little bit lighter and a little bit smaller. But as an example, one of my snipers in my team, Cam, he uses a SAR 12, and his sidearm or his secondary is a short, stubby T15.
So that's basically the PDW. That's the T15 PDW.
Pretty much. So it's a custom built. So it's a T15 just with a shorter stock. At one point there was no stock on the back of it.
The handguard off and just left it with a barrel.
Basically, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
The guy from One That's Okay, when he was asking how he has a T15 with the short barrel, and he was asking if he's able to use that as a pistol because it's literally small and compact.
Yes, I remember that one. Yes, I remember that question, and we said, yeah.
So there's nothing stopping any of our players running around the field with two rifles.
Okay, now that you're saying, like you're saying, your buddy, he has a nice T15 like that, and you're talking about first strikes are only allowed to be used in bolt action. He's not allowed to use first strike into his T15, correct? Okay.
Right.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Now, don't get me wrong, some big games. So you go to like Mayhem last year. People were running first strikes out of semi-auto rifles, but they're going against Hopper-fed players. So no offense, it's pretty fair because somebody's firing 250 rounds at me. I can only fire 20 first strike back. Now, true, first strike are a little bit more accurate, and there's a good chance I'm going to hit more targets. But that kind of makes it fair.
I understand it balances out.
Yep, very much so.
Have you ever played a game here in the US?
No, I was supposed to be at Bones and Ashes last year. COVID canned everything for me. So I had my flights booked, I had my hotel booked, my ticket was sorted for me. Everything. I literally just had to take off, and I couldn't get out of the country.
Well, what about this year? You have this year coming up, and you have one that may or may not be the last year. Rumor is yes, rumor is no. Hawaiian Legends, which is in Maui, Hawaii.
I was literally looking at flights for it earlier on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at flights now. Well, from the U.S. mainland, it's like from here in New York.
I want to say like this.
Like 198, the U.S. So
we might get to meet Paul Edwards during the weekend of March 4th through 6th at Bones and Ashes.
Possibility, or sooner than that.
Oh yeah, Hawaii. Yeah,
if we can get him to Hawaiian Legends.
I won't be here for Hawaiian Legends. I'll be in Denver working.
I know some headhunters from North Carolina, Black Ops, Paintball, that crew. So yeah, I'm out there running red if I do get out there for Bones and Ashes.
Yeah, that's us.
So yeah, that's my current plan. Now, bear in mind, I am getting married next year and all sorts. I've got loads of games planned and everything. So I'm trying to squeeze Bones and Ashes in. But currently, that's my goal.
It'll be wonderful. That means you said the biggest game out in the UK is about 2,000. So I imagine if you come out to play for Ion.
Yeah, I wanted to do Ion as well. Again, that was scheduled and had to be canned because I couldn't get out of the country. So
you'll love Ion. Ion will love it and hate it at the same time because it is an event that.
All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's work on you. Let's work on okay, we can work this out here. We can we'll figure out a time frame in your marriage and planning for your wedding.
Yeah.
To get you to a field where we're going to go to the same field, or what events are coming up in the next year before you get married over there in the UK?
Well, my main goal for US is Bones and Ashes. I'm already planning for that. I've already got time booked off from work and all the rest of it. So that's been scheduled with Yvette and Vince from Who Dares Wins over in the US. So that's the go ahead for that. Game wise here, I've almost got a game every single month. Whether it be MAGFED or whether it be mixed format. A lot of the MAGFED dates I'm still waiting on for next year. I've got one set in June, I think it is, which is on a military base. And I've got North v South, which is beginning of May. There you go. Yeah, the one on the army base is currently middle of July.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shoot for my team to coordinate so that we can go to that one in the army base.
Yep.
But I'm gonna need some info for it. But we're gonna go.
The tickets and everything else are already available, so all the details are already firmed up for that one.
Okay. So
I can give you that straight after this without any issues.
Awesome. And now you're coming to the US for Bones and Ashes.
Yes.
All right, cool. So when you do come to the US for Bones and Ashes after during the game, or actually after the game, when everybody's back drinking and singing Kumbaya by the campfire, we're gonna definitely hang out and have some Budweisers.
Definitely.
Mr. Gene.
Oh, listen, I'm stoked. I can't wait if he comes for Bones and Ashes. Hey, and he just said Team Red. So I would like to say this now. What was the name again? Rob. I remember you was getting that event. Talking about, go blue, go blue. Mr. Paul just decided Team Red. He's gonna join us also. So
I've already had it confirmed. Who Dares Wins Texas are running red.
There we go. Team Red. They're running also with Savages there. It's gonna be a problem that day.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest. I'm looking forward to it also because it's gonna be a lot of
What date? I'm sorry. Let me write this down really quick. You said in July, right?
July 16th, 17th.
And this is in where in the UK?
This is actually in Wales in the UK.
Okay.
So it's a flight to Birmingham and then a drive out, or a flight to London and then a very long drive out.
So what would be the closest? Well, not London to Heathrow. Is there? What about is Manchester get the airport yet or not?
The closest one is Birmingham International.
Okay.
BHX.
And the name of the event is what again?
OMG. Red Hammer 4 by OMG Events.
It sounds interesting. Getting to learn a little bit. Well, when you fly out for Bones and Ashes, will it be you or some of your teammates also?
This one's just me. I'm almost doing it as a trial to see how everything goes from our end, shipping, well, flying out with Marcus, because that's always good fun. And then to get it set ready for the team to come over the year after.
Oh, okay, cool. So we'll get to at least experience a little bit of the UK, how you guys play when you come over here. Oh, that's going to be very interesting. I like that.
Yeah, and I get to I basically get to spend some time with Vince and Yvette because they're both coming over here for my wedding in September next year.
Oh wow,
that's nice.
So yeah.
So let me get this correct. You're the captain of the team, correct?
I am.
So how does it feel? I have to ask because I ask my captain this all the time, and he gives me this big smile, and then he says, "It's a lot of pressure." This is from my captain. But I'll ask you the same question. How does it feel being captain of a team that is growing and expanding, and in your case, going international now?
For me, I never expected it to get as big as it did. I was expecting it to be the same 5 people that originally started it way back when. And I was just going to events and everything else. And then it just grew and grew and grew and grew. Then I think it was Vince started using the logo on his profile picture. And I'm like, "Hey, do you know what that is?" And he's like, no. He's having a chat with him. And then he's like, "Yeah, I'll quite happily set up a squad over here." And then it just kind of blew up from there. And then I've got Hilario in Chicago, done exactly the same. So yeah, it's a lot bigger than I expected to be. I never expected to have a team so big, and I never expected to be faction leading events across the country. And for me, it is across the country. We don't just go to one site or 1 or 2 sites. We literally play every site across the country at one point or another throughout the year.
And that is our team captain's ultimate goal, is to have boots on the ground in every state of the U.S. and to potentially internationally as well.
What's the farthest you guys have played?
For me, Europe. So I done France. Haven't quite gone into Germany yet. Some of my guys have gone into Sweden, I think it was. So yeah, we've slowly spread over Europe. We haven't come US side yet. Namely because most of Europe we can drive there. Whereas for the US it's a plane flight from Dragon Markers. Yeah, and when you start taking a 468 on a plane, it raises a few eyebrows, especially from the UK.
Well, we're getting ready to travel ourselves, and I'm continuously hearing it in my head and in the chat about the headache that we're about to go in and encounter traveling air travel with these paintball markers, and yeah.
Well, the difference is with us as well. Our rules and regulations over the air bottles are different to the US. So there's a different stamp on the bottles. So when I go to the US, I need to use a bottle from the US. You can't use my bottles over there, and you can't use your bottles over here.
Well, I mean, that's okay. But at least the markers are, I can still use them.
I'll lend you one. Don't worry about that. I got a bunch of those. Don't worry about that. You got one from me. Don't worry about that. I got you covered.
Okay. Well, just to recap, we have people chiming in. Recap. We have our first international guest of the show. They have a team here in the U.S.
Who dares win? Chicago.
I was gonna say I was thinking of Chicago, Texas.
And they're mainly based in the UK. That's it. There's only 2 states out here. Well, it might grow. You never know. He's gonna come out here.
Hey, I'm always happy to grow it.
He's
always
gonna
happy to grow it.
and ashes, and he probably, pick up a couple of recruits here and there. Expands like wildfire. But it's very interesting. We get at least one person from the UK with understanding how the game goes out there, and it raised Steve's eyebrows when he talked about sniping. So his antennas went ding, and look at his face. He's like, "Ooh, I like this."
Yeah, we're definitely gonna make that happen. July 16th and 17th in Wales, UK. The New York Savage Beast will be there.
Yeah, I'll have a chat with the event organizer because I know him really, really well. I've spent a lot of time working with him. So yeah, we'll make sure that happens.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be there. Give me the at the end of the show, give me the registration links for that, and we'll be there. Oh my God, wow.
Kool-Aid smile, look at him.
Wow.
So, Paul, if for me to elaborate, when you talk about sniping, marksmanship,
yes,
this man has the antennas of an alien that pops up, and it's like it brings super joy to him because he's a marksman. What can I say? Him and Justice. I don't want to give too much, but it's wonderful to see him snipe. It's like, and like people say, sniping is an art. Not everybody can shoot an FSR from a certain amount of distance and all that. It takes skills. Let's be honest.
No, you got people who can't snipe. You have people. I've encountered people who can snipe. Me, I take when I actually am sniping, I actually take it. You see my scope. Mm-hmm. That scope, I didn't really want to get that scope, but that scope actually helped me when I went down to North Carolina. And I have the scope, and it's a sniper scope, and it gives me windage, it gives me curvature, it gives me temperature, it gives me humidity, it gives me everything, ballistics of an actual, if I was shooting an actual rifle. And the same information that I get if I was shooting an actual sniper rifle, I get when I'm shooting the actual paintball marker. Yep. So it records the trajectory, it corrects my shot, it gives me the curvature, the windage, so I can squeeze that extra 3, 4, 5, 6, yards it need be feet out of the shot, because I'm getting all this information right there at my eye. So now the opportunity is presenting itself next year in July. Yep. I'm going to be there. This is going to be a real...
He's hype. He's happy, joy. Ladies and gentlemen, there we go. This is the second time you see Steve glowing. First time is when he was talking crap about he's going to be at the 50. He did it. Now you're talking about marksmanship? Jesus Christ. There's no holding him back.
Justin. The UK team itself, about 30-40% of the team are either ex-forces or some sort of force. So I've got a couple of police officers, I've got a paramedic, I've got
Please tell me some Royal Marines. Please tell me some former Royal Marines.
No, I've got 6 ex-Army, 2 ex-RAF.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got a good mix, and then we've got civilians within the mix as well. But for some of us, it's a great aid to help with things like PTSD, and just having that whole team bond. I mean, the team has grown so strong over the last year and a half, especially through COVID and everything else, because we were doing video chats and everything else, and we really got to know the players, rather than just turn up an event, going out, shooting a few rounds, and then drinking a few beers, and then going out the next day. So yeah, the team's got really, really strong, and having that military presence behind it definitely helps, and it helps the banter, because the banter is something else.
It really does. For me, I a lot of people know I have PTSD. But since I've been playing, I've been okay. I've been more than okay. My team and we've bonded, like, in a way. We actually consider each other brothers. You know, it's funny. So I could relate, and a lot of the guys here, and in the community out here can also relate, you know, to that, and they can understand to what you were just saying about the bonding and becoming tight, and it's almost as if family, almost.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. You know,
We do a lot of stuff for charity over the years. So we've got like the Royal British Legion. So we've done loads of stuff for those over the last couple of years. This year and next year, we're doing stuff for combat stress, who do loads of stuff for PTSD sufferers. So yeah, we're doing whatever we can for them, whether it be we're looking at the 3 Peaks Challenge, which is climbing 3 mountains over a short period. We're doing charity raffles. We've made patches so we can sell them off. Literally anything we can do to try and help those charities, because, like I say, some of my guys suffer with PTSD, and paintball helps. As random as it is, MAGFED paintball is helping them.
It really does. It really does. It does two. For me, it does 2 things. One, it tires me out. But the main thing is when I'm on the field, I as a matter of fact, it was actually funny because me personally, when I'm on the field, I battle with flashbacks. So it's like, so the last event we were at, I'm not going to say who it is, but he knows who he is because he's actually here. But he's like, relax, calm down, relax. And I'm like, I'm relaxed. I'm calm down. I'm relaxed. He goes, are you sure? I go, yeah. He's why? He's breathing heavy. It's like, I'm breathing heavy because I'm trying to relax. I'm good. So it's I can totally understand what you could say, and it does. It relieves it on so many levels for me.
Said the time you almost shot me.
Well,
we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, you don't do that. I was sleeping. Well, you know what? Go ahead. You brought it up, so.
Steve knows. I joined the team. They're my brothers, and I always look after them. So we took a recession. Steve was relaxing, you know. So one of the guys told me, please go check up on Steve. I'm like, he's chilling. Let's go check. So I go check up on him, and he has a Glock 17 paintball marker at him. I opened the door, and all I saw was, I'm like, yo, you good? Wait a minute. Wait a minute, my brother's me. But, you know, it was funny, but then I'm scared at the same time. Like, wait a minute, almost, you know? But we always look out for each other, and that's one thing, especially with Steve. He looks out for everybody. And as, like he said, PTSD, ex-Marine, all that, doesn't matter what it is, we always look out for family. Understand? And that's the reason why that day, we all looked out for Steve. Because, like we said, we're all a family, and, you know, it's hard going through that. You know, my cousin was in the military 30 years, and he's not the same. It's very hard to adjust to real life, you know? And we always got to take care of them because of them, most of us, like, we have freedom, we have this, we have that, and it's sad where you don't get to see either your father, your brother, your sister, your uncle for so many long because they're out there fighting a war, or they're out there training, or they're out there doing it. So it is a lot of respect and kudos to them. We have to tip our hats to them, you know, and that's the reason why, you know, it's a funny moment, but at the same time, we look out after our brothers. And like Steve is our big brother, you know, for everything. We come to Steve, hey, Steve, what you think? What you think? And that's one thing we love about this man. But I'm telling you, that day, woo, Jesus Christ, I thought I was gonna die right there. Oh man. But it's kudos to this man, you know. He gives our opportunities to everybody, and I can't say more and much more, you know. For him to do these podcasts, also, it represents what paintball is, because a lot of people like the misconception that, oh my God, paintball hurts. I don't want to do it because it hurt. I don't want to do it because.
Well, let's be real. Let's be real. I'm gonna curse here, but let's be real. It does fucking hurt.
It does, but
it does hurt.
It does, but if you've never played it in your life, you cannot just say, "Oh, it hurts. I'm gonna get bruised. You really can't completely say that because you've never really played it. Let's be honest. Right now, there's games where I've gotten shot. Of course, you feel that first buzz. But even for all of us that played paintball before, games where we've gotten shot multiple times, and everybody's like, "Yo, you're hit," and you're like, "Where? Where's the Brad paint check?" And yeah, you got hit, and you don't feel it. Let's be honest. There's times where you've been shot like a Christmas tree, and you're like, "Where I got shot? Huh? I don't remember this. I don't remember that." So for you to say paintball hurts, try the sport, and for, like I was saying, for you to show these podcasts and show these people, and now it's going, hey, look at now it's in the UK, so now it's going worldwide.
Yeah.
It's showing what the sport truly is. And kudos to you, Steve. I gotta give you this kudos. Like I told you, I got hit with a message earlier. Paul also, he's seen the show. Look at that. We finally get somebody from the UK to tell us how they play. It's interesting. Look at you. The minute he said, "Oh yeah, so both actions they use FSRs only," your eyes went ding. It shows something. You bring in the community together, and kudos to you. And yo, I can't say more, man. I'm happy we got Paul on today. We're finally gonna learn. Hopefully, we get to go out there, play for North and South, whatever that event. Have a blast, learn how the UK play.
When we register for that event, what side, or how does that work?
You're going on Blackthorn.
Blackthorn?
Yeah.
Right.
When you go to register, there's a drop-down box on what ticket you want. You want Blackthorn because then you're running alongside my guys.
Blackthorn will be you, right?
Blackthorn is me.
So we make sure we go Blackthorn. Ladies and gentlemen, if you watching this stream, this live, Blackthorn. Enough said.
Yeah. Blackthorn through and through. Looks a little bit like that.
Oh, that's a nice.
Yeah,
oh wow!
a little flag.
I like that. That's nice.
Well, everybody knows I hit everybody up who comes on the show for a patch, but I see you have a really wicked patch. That team patch that you have back there is absolutely wicked.
Yeah, we actually have 3 different versions. So we've got a tan and black, which everybody can use, black and white, which is new members, and the full color one, which is a little bit like the one there and the one up there, which full members have, and a select few other people. Yeah,
see that whole thing that you're doing, that whole way there, the patch board and the flag that you have there. I have a flag. Yeah. I have a flag here from a team that they sent me. I'm going to put it up there. I have patches. This is Blackout from Assassin's Alliance. This is Infinite Mischief, Upstate New York. Liberty. I mean the patches is.
We need a who dares wins patch.
Yeah, I can definitely sort that out. So because I am the holder of patches, so we're quite lucky as a team because one of our sponsors is actually a graphic designer. So he designed the Who Dares Wins logo for me. He's an airsoft player, so we'll let him off. But he's now come to a couple of MAGFED events and he's part of Who Dares Wins Paintball Team. But yeah, he designed our patch and he designed all of the patches in the top half of that board. He's done patches for 511, loads of people.
Oh, I got a question from you coming from our SB2. Shout out to him, Juan Ruiz. He asked, Paul, have you ever played with the Watts heads out in the UK?
What heads?
Watts heads.
Wait, no, I know what he's talking about. I don't think it's the Watt heads. I think he's saying the name wrong. Fat boy, you're saying the name wrong. Oh my god.
The Warheads.
Warheads.
Not Warheads. I've played with Warhawks.
Warhawks. Okay.
Yeah. I play with the Warhawks. They play with Red Kite. So they're normally my competition.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I've played with quite a few teams. So main YouTubers and whatever else is people like Vanguard, Hidden Hedgehog, who's a First Strike supporter. and sponsored by them, I believe, and I believe it now works for them. He used to use a converted Hammer 7. So yeah, quite a few teams. Syndicate, Kronos, just to name a few. So yeah, most teams I tend to play with are MAGFED through and through. I mean, there's so many teams in the UK, majority of which are hopper fed. When it comes to MAGFED teams, most of them will go to the OMG events, like the one that we're looking at in Wales. Yeah.
Let me ask you. Over here, we use, of course, you know, you have paintball grenades, frags. They're the balloon ones. But we use fragmentation ones out here, which are called Tag 67s, which come from Russia, but a lot of the teams out here utilize them. Do they use fragmentation grenades out there?
Tag rounds have been looked at a couple of sites. We trialed one at a OMG event, and it was on a 6-shooter grenade launcher. And the grenade blew up inside the chamber and took the grenade launcher with it and just shattered the whole launcher to bits. At which point OMG went, we're not using tag rounds anymore.
So the tag rounds that you're referring to are the ones that projectile ones, correct?
Yeah. Can launch, smoke, or whatever else.
All right, yeah, no. The ones that we use are actually the baseball ones.
Oh, the little ones. Yeah. So we use the EG67s from Enola Gay. The little round grenades, pull pin and throw it. The Mark 5s, which is the long sticks, and then all of the smokes. So the the burst ones, the EG8s, the 8Xs, and bigger. So yeah,
I'm hooked. I want to go.
Yeah,
I'm hooked.
We'll always use most things made by Enola Gay.
Enola Gay.
Because they tend to be one of our.
Well, they make
sellers over here.
They make very good. We use them a lot for their smoke sticks. But they don't really have fragmentation paintball. Over here is very limited.
No, we use a radius within that bang. So if an explosion goes off and you're not behind cover within a 4-meter radius, you're taken out.
Yeah, that's what we have here too as well. That goes off within the 5. We have meters. We have feet. We have about 5 feet. You know. I'm stoked. I'm stoked.
Launchers.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. They have those grenade launchers.
There's a couple of companies now. There's a couple of people that are starting to make their own little launchers, and they tend to be using them on things like walk-ons and whatever else now. OMG haven't got quite as involved on that. What OMG are doing well though is one of their guys. Mad Baz, the mad scientist, he's absolutely awesome. He makes his own makeshift demolitions. So you'll be inside a building and a little radio controlled car will come in and explode next to you and take you out. Yeah, literally an RCXD from Call of Duty will drive in and take you out. So yeah, Baz is great. He makes a lot of the demolition boxes and points boxes and everything else for OMG events.
Take an aim. What's that little remote control car doing? Boom!
Well, what makes it even worse is it doesn't look like a remote control car. It's an upside down box. So you'll have like a plastic tub just slowly working its way across the room, and then it'll explode next to you. It's like, great, thanks.
So let me get this straight. Decommissioned military base.
Yep. The one you're looking at coming to is a live military training base. It is still used.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We use some of the live training bases for our games. So all you won't have on site, you won't have the military there, but we're borrowing the site from the military.
This is my question. You're talking about the live military base. Do their military personnel join the game also?
No.
That'll be interesting.
No.
Oh, that would be so interesting.
Well, you're thinking of what they did over here, what they do over here, where they have the West Point games, where they open it up to the general public, and you have the Army and. Do they have those kind of events out there where the military opens up and they?
No, but don't get me wrong. It doesn't stop a load of military personnel buying tickets and attending the event, and then hiring gear and playing. But
there you go.
Yeah. But yeah, for us, it tends to. I mean, Steadybridge, the one we're looking at, is a live training area in the middle of Wales. They built a custom village years and years and years ago. I think it was based on a German village, if I remember rightly. There's a church steeple in the middle. You can't go in the church because that's the control center. And inside there, they've got the camera hubs, because there's actually cameras everywhere on there, so that when the military are training, they can overwatch and see everything that's going on. But then you've got 2- and 3-story buildings. You've got underground areas. You've got tunnels from one building to another building. You got shutters on the doors, shutters on the windows.
Oh my god!
It's great. We go out there. We set up camp. So we take a load of tents up there, set up camp, and then go play the event.
Is it a 1-day event or 2-day event?
It's a 2-day event.
It's a 2-day event.
Oh my god!
And they allow camping on site.
Yep. So if you guys are coming over, we've got more than enough big man tents to be able to put you guys up.
Listen, wait till Ghost hears this.
But yeah, some of our events are like that. We can use up to 4 of our military training areas across the country.
Oh, that's
nice. I gotta get this to the team. I gotta get this to the team. I can
hear look, Paul, look what you did. You gave him the biggest Kool-Aid smile ever.
To be fair, we've had quite a few international players come over just for these OMG events. Not many from the States, but we have had Europe come over all the time.
All right, so we're coming from New York City, New York.
Superb, and that's actually really handy because I'm looking at coming out to New York at some point anyway. So
you come to New York, we'll definitely, we'll definitely.
About that.
I was supposed to be out there 2 years ago for my 40th birthday, and it landed 2 months into COVID. So I sat and played the Xbox for 40 hours for charity instead.
I did that. I did the challenge. I did that challenge.
I done 40 hours for my 40th. I done 41 hours for my 41st because both were in COVID.
I did 37 hours. I lasted. I couldn't do it no more.
I don't remember how much.
After about hour 36, especially when we done the 41 hour. Hour 36, my best friend thought I died.
Yeah, no.
Because I was zoned out so much. And then I'll come back alive a couple of hours later and continue. Don't get me wrong, we played non-stop. My fiance at the time, absolutely awesome. She fed us and all the rest of it, especially for the 41 hour, because I was able to have Matt round and we both sat in the living room and done it all there. The one before, I was literally shut in this room on my own, doors shut, in the dark, playing away for 40 hours straight. Literally get up, run to the toilet, come back in, carry on.
Don't feel bad. As you can see, look, I do that non-stop. There's days I'm just stuck in here.
Every night I'm online, about 10 o'clock every night, so I'm missing it at the moment. I'm normally online playing with a couple of the team. Warzone, of course.
Okay.
We gotta exchange Activision IDs so that we can definitely play it. Now the new map is coming out also.
Yeah, I play with the same person every night.
Everybody listening, Battlefield. I'm telling you guys right now, that game is insane. Battlefield is insane right now.
I like the small team spirit that we have within Warzone. So I play with the same few people. And away we go.
Barbecue is coming up with their own battle royale version, which is 4 on 4 on 4 on 4 on 4. Only thing is, the only difference, now you get to ride a tank, you get to ride a jet plane, but you got to find these stuff.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward for that battle royale to open. It's going to be mayhem.
Well, we are actually coming up to, we have a little less than 5 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'll give it to Paul, let Paul plug in his team, plug in events that maybe he has events for his team here in the States, events in the UK. This will be shared, obviously, it will be shared to the UK as well. So if you have events, by all means, plug away.
So I run Who Dares Wins Paintball Team. We're on Facebook under Who Dares Wins Paintball Team, and we're also on Instagram. We do have a YouTube channel. There's not much on it yet because we're still playing with that. We've got a website. Everything's under Who Dares Wins Paintball Team. Event wise, like I say, I'm looking at Bones and Ashes in the US. All of the OMG events in the UK. You can contact them through OMG events on Facebook. North v South, which is hosted by Warped. I'm faction leading for the South in 2022. I did for 2021, but it was a smaller game because of COVID. We're at Mayhem Big Game. We're looking at superheroes versus villains, depending on the date that falls on, because it might be a little bit too close to the wedding. So yeah. And then the team are spread across the country, so we attend walk-ons at most paintball sites across the country. And this weekend, we've got the MAGFED Awards in the UK, hosted by OMG Events and Warzone Paintball and Airsoft. Warzone Airsoft and Paintball. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one for us. We're up for 3 people and the team are up for various awards. So we don't know whether we've won yet. We'll find out.
Well, I laugh because it was like wedding. It's like, and I'm in the same thing. It's like I want to do things, but I'm like, So I laugh because I could definitely relate to that. When he stopped mid sentence and
it's the end of September. I know that much. I'm not going to be paintballing throughout most of September because I've got too many people that want to shoot the hell out of me just because of the fact that I'm getting married. My partner also comes to the events. She doesn't play. She'll never step foot on a field, but she does a whole social thing with a load of others there.
She supports you.
Very much so, and she supports the team. She actually cooks for all the team at the events. And OMG events, she also cooks for the marshals. So nice. We look after the team. So
that's nice. A lot of respect.
And Mr. Gene,
we do what we can.
Well, guys, today was a special podcast. I want to sincerely thank Paul Edwards for coming in, chiming a little bit about how the UK throws some paint down. I know everybody's interesting to hear it from somebody. Yes, it's nice to see it through video, but to actually hear it and to understand how some of these games go is a wonderful thing. As you guys saw, my brother Steve had a Kool-Aid smile from here to here. He can't wait to go out there and have a ball out there in these MAGFED games. But you guys know, Dragons here, guys. Don't forget, December 18, Squid Wars. Join me as I'm taking on my brother Jefecito. Guardsman versus player side. It's going to be epic. Year 1. Who will not who's not gonna have fun playing red light, green light, cookie and tug of war? Guys, come on, December 18th. Get your tickets while they're hot. It's only a couple weeks away. Other than that, everybody have a safe week, safe weekend. Enjoy paintball slinging this week. Another event coming out this weekend. OXCC The Collapse down in Maryland. If you haven't bought your ticket, if I'm correct, tomorrow's the last day to pre-register. Also, if you pre-register, you get to play for free the next day for either Frosty's MAGFED meetup or Rec Ball. 2 for the price of 1. You can't beat that, guys. Come on. Have some fun with Teddy Panda. Choose whatever side. Other than that, guys, like I said, have a safe week. Dragon out.
I gotta tell you, I'm gonna cue the music. But when I cue the music, I'm gonna tell you, you are getting better. I gotta say, you're gonna be able to run the entire podcast by yourself.
I need my brother. Don't do that. Not yet. Oh, last thing. Shout out to the Savage Beast, my brother, you know. And shout out to Steve Mendoza. Yes, he's the host. Shout out to him. Because of him, people like me and other people that come on the show get to talk about paintball and we get to talk about other things, you know. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for everything you do.
Well, there you have it, guys. I'm not one for accolades, but there you have it. I want to thank the panel. I want to thank Paul from the UK. My brother. We're definitely going to be out there come July.
Always welcome.
You definitely have an ally with the New York Savage Beast and Generation MAGFED. Anytime you want to come onto the show, you want to promote anything about this, about whatever you need to promote for paintball, by all means, you can hit me up and I will definitely put you on and we'll definitely get it rocking and rolling for you. Gene, thank you so much. And to you, the rest of the community. Yes, it's a little bit out of the ordinary. Usually we come on in the evening. Right now, everybody's at work, which reminds me to tell you two gentlemen, make sure that you guys monitor Facebook feed because there will be questions that will coming on. Being that it's going to be 6 o'clock here in the States, people are still working or coming home from work. So I'm 99% sure you're going to have a million questions in the next hour or so and for tomorrow as well. So with that being said, guys, I want to say thank you so much. Remember OXCC this weekend, guys. Let's rock out. With that being said, much love, peace, and respect, and I'll see you guys very soon.
Don't forget, guys, Generation MAGFED, Mondays and Fridays. Tune in, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You don't want to miss the epic.